So we did some real shitty wiring on the headlights, trying to get the turn signals to work, and they don't work. So we got the old test light out, and I guess we're gonna figure it out now. Let me put the camera real quick. You know, we're in here and we're just gonna go fuse by fuse and figure out what the hell's going on. This is always fun. Once I figure it out, we'll fix the wiring. We kind of just like had some spade connectors and just jammed them together, even though they weren't the right size, and we were hoping it was going to work, but I don't think it's going to. So I'm going to start probing and hopefully find something. So we're just going to start checking fuses and try to figure out which one is bad. Just go fuse by fuse. Hopefully one of them is bad, because the relay doesn't even click inside the car, which is what's a little concerning. Those spares, I think those are spares. Oh, what the hell? I can't check these. Nice. Turn signal fuse is this 10 amp one, like all the way back here, and unfortunately I can't test it because the terminals aren't exposed, so I'm gonna have to pull it out. I have to be very smart to see the issue here. What the fuck? That really burned up, and probably could have been worse. Just like that, we have turn signals again. So cool. We can fix the wiring up front now, and if I'm remembering right, this video is kind of like taking place over 2 weekends. One of the low beams wasn't working, and there was a fuse for that too. I think I blew out the whole right side. I don't remember, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. But for right now, at least, you know, we're good. We have turn signals. We can pass inspection like that. Figure out what we need to do here. So as you can see, there's 3 wires, but the connector on the headlight only has 2. So we're gonna wire them in, but I'm gonna take the multimeter and kind of figure out which one has power, which one has ground, and then what this third wire is for. You can see here we have 3 wires. So, and they were already cut when I got the car, so we kind of have to figure out which one's power and which one's ground and what the third one's for. It could be for like a running light or something like that, so we'll try to figure it out. If there's 2 powers, I might just tie them together and then do 1 ground, just to make it easier, because I think the headlight only has 2 inputs. I flicked the high beams on, so let's see if this one lights up now. So let's see, we got this one. That's a negative too. Let's see. We'll have to flip the test light over to the other side and test the circuit that way. The test light is now on the positive side, so let's see, if I ground this, you'll see it should light up. Where can I ground this to? I don't know. There we go. Yeah, so if I ground it to this volt, lights up, completes the circuit. So if we check this brown wire, that's ground. If I check this one, that's also ground. So I guess we're going to tie these 2 together into 1 spade, put a spade on that one, and send it. Fucking idiot. And totally forgot that that's the turn signal connector, which is why this one's all hacked up. I totally forgot what connector was on these until I went and grabbed the headlight and remembered it had this big bulkhead. So I just have to remember where I stuffed that thing. There, I think there she is. No, that's like a sensor for something. I don't know. I'll have to find it. There, okay. So we'll plug this in and see what happens. The low beam work. I remember one side doesn't work, but we'll figure that out later. I need to hardwire that turn signal in and figure out what I'm going to do with that extra ground. But we're almost in business. Putting the bumper back on is cake. I wired this one up, and it instantly blew the fuse again, which is kind of scary, I guess. Well, I haven't checked the fuse yet, but we have no turn signals in either direction again. So we're gonna go give that a look. This one's not as bad, but if it'll focus, she's smoked. Time to put another one in there and cut this wiring off and figure it out. I'm kind of running out of wire, which really sucks. All right, this is the moment of truth, I guess. Oh, that seems like a good sign. But it's not flashing, so let's make sure this connection's good. because this isn't crimped yet. I didn't want to crimp it again and run out of fucking wire. So let's see. Let's see if we can make this bitch flash. Ground's not even in there. Now I'm gonna go check, see if I blew the fuse again. Alright, well, fuse isn't blown. So it's either my shoddy ass wiring, which like very well could be the problem, or it's this eBay ass fucking ground wire. So I don't know if you could see that. This came out and I had to push it back in the fucking hole. If that's not making contact with the light, it's not gonna flash. So hold on, if I give the light ground, I'm not sure what the relay gives it, but I'm about to give it ground and see what happens. So I hooked the test light up to the negative terminal. If we give it ground, nothing happens. Let's see if we give it power. Well, that completes the circuit on the test light, so we know this is grounded, so it's the power wire that's not making contact, it would seem. Well, I guess I don't know that for sure, because I think it'll always ground on this. Fuck. I love wiring because when it works, it works. But when you do some fucking stupid shit like this, it's hard to say if it's gonna work or not, and it's always your own fault. Like, people get so intimidated by wiring, but something like this, you know, as long as you have power and ground, it should work. And we've checked the wires with the test lights, so we know they're good. And now it's just a matter of like getting this in there, not all half-assed. Like, yeah, maybe. I don't think this is gonna work. I'm not sure which is which on this light. If we got them flipped, maybe we'll find something. Maybe we won't. So put that in there. Can't find the hole. It's really a pretty common problem in my life. Still nothing. So I'm going to take this socket apart and see if I can figure out if it's not making contact in there, because I kind of think right now that's what the problem is. So I think I was kind of half right. The one I thought was the ground is actually the power. I guess I should have thought about this a little more before I started just like sticking shit places, but you can see this is pulsing. The test light's hooked up to the negative terminal of the battery. So I'm gonna flip it real quick and make sure this connector here is actually the power, and then we're gonna crimp these fuckers and stick the headlight in. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I'm right. I doubt it, but we'll see. Yep, that's ground, constant ground. So the relay pulses the power to this connector. So what we're gonna do is, since I have this eBay ass bullshit fucking connector, so if you look at this, a bat just flew by me. That was kind of cool. Yeah, so I need a light. In there is a little bit of copper wire coming off of this thing, and that's supposed to ground itself on the fucking light, which I think is really dumb. But I'm gonna go ahead and splice this into that pink one, and hopefully that'll solve the grounding issue, assuming that makes contact. So I'll have to probably bend that to make contact properly. All right, so we got that eBay bullshit figured out on both sides, so I'm gonna enjoy the lighting, I guess. All right, now we gotta see if these work. So low beam on this side doesn't work, but it does on that side, so it's time to test some more fuses. See if we can figure that out. Yeah, A4, definitely a success. Besides the check engine light, but I mean everything else works. Check engine lights for the cat delete that's on here, so I'll have to get it tuned, and then, you know, we can have some real fun. But I think that's going to be the end of the video until I clean this thing up and get it tagged, and maybe we'll get a tuner for it. Thanks for watching. I just finished the Audi. And now we got the Trans Am running again, and it's squealing its ass off, and I don't know why, but we're gonna get it in a better spot so we can work on it a little bit and not have to worry about it being blocked in all the time. So maybe we can get the fender hung and then throw the bumper on, and we'll be good. But I'm just glad this thing still runs, it still drives, everything's good. Yeah, here she is, the basically finished product. The hood's still dented, and there's still a little dent in the fender, but everything else is good. I feel like the fitment on these taillights is kind of not great. As you can see, that's why they gave us like this shitty little weather stripping that really doesn't stay on, but I think for now it's good. It'll be a great daily for the winter time, and then we'll take it for a spin and we'll see what happens.